you've probably heard someone say it, and you may have even said it yourself. The marriage is in trouble, and separation and divorce is seriously being considered. But the decision is being made to try and hold it together for the sake of the children. So, Julie, what do you think? Do you think that's a good enough reason to hold something together for the sake of the children?
It's such a hard question, isn't it? It would be interesting to ask the adult children of people that have been through that. But every marriage is different. Every situation is different. You know, far be it for me to say who should and shouldn't. But yeah, I think you've just got to look at every situation and think what's right in your particular situation and go for every bit of help you can. But I think you've got to put the needs of the children first, and that could go either way. Maybe as mums, isn't that what we're doing all the time? Putting the needs, and that may mean that you separate. That may mean that you stay together. You
know, it's very hard because as an adult child of parents who've divorced, I was just telling my mom recently that I'm glad that they stayed together throughout my childhood, because I think I would have had a very, very different childhood. You know, what is that importance that you see for that family unit that we have? You know, maybe in your life, Melody, what importance do you see around that family unit in raising Elliot?
Well, I think I like the fact that, you know, you can see that there's love between the parents, because when Daniel and I like hug in front of Elliot, he starts giggling, and then sometimes now he's gotten to the point where he joins in and stuff like that. But actually, I am actually curious as well, because, you know, reading with this, they're saying, psychologists are saying that, you know, kids can actually feel the vibe. And so I'm just wondering, how did you feel anything that was going on with the parents or anything like that?
I didn't sense it. My parents didn't fight in front of us, but I think, you know, later having conversations with my mom, and, you know, both of my parents, I could sense very much that I grew up in a very strong Christian home, so I could sense very much that both of my parents had their own individual relationships with God, and for me, having that family unit that really enforced those beliefs was important to me. But I can understand, as you were saying, I heard you nodding in agreement, that, you know, that vibe that's in the household, if parents are at odds all the time, it can't be very healthy either.
No, I'm torn with this, because as a Christian, we're told you stay together, and, you know, this is a sacred covenant with God, and yet I too wonder how kids fear when the parents are fighting, and just this disharmony that's in the family if they stay together.
Obviously, there's no argument if there's violence or domestic abuse. I don't think we would argue with that.
Obviously.
Yeah, but at what point do we, you know, make that decision? It's very individual.
Isn't mental
abuse?
I think it's a very tough topic, you know, especially when there are things that are impacting our children.